Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I'm on boxingscene.com right now, and I seen an article here featuring Luis Ortiz, and I'm going to read a little bit from this and give my opinion on it. The heading is, Luis Ortiz says we must pay tribute to Ali by making the right fights, okay? The Cuban heavyweight, 25-0 with 22 knockouts, all right? So Boxing Scene goes on to ask him, what do you think about the fact that very few heavyweights mention the name Luis Ortiz? He goes on to say, well, I think they know what they need to do and why they do it. Everyone knows that I'm a fighter with power in both hands with tools to defeat them. I think they prefer to keep quiet and not go into the danger zone. They know I'm ready to fight and represent Cuba and USA in every fight. All right. Boxing Scene says, what can you tell us about the WBA tournament to get one heavyweight champion? He goes on to say, it's very good. Fury and Klitschko must fight a rematch first, and I'm in the mix to face the winner of that fight. I hope to fight them when the time comes. In the meantime, we train. We are waiting for our next fight. Boxing Scene go on to ask him, what can you tell us about your fight against Alexander Ustinov? Ortiz goes on to say, for now, almost nothing. My job is to be ready to fight and stay in the gym. I have to talk to my team, my manager, Jay Jimenez, and my promoter, Oscar De La Hoya from Golden Boy Promotions. They are who decide on about these issues. Boxing Scene goes on to ask him, any message to your next opponents? And he goes on to say, I want to tell them I'm ready to fight anyone. I hope they arrive in good condition and give the boxing fan the fight they deserve. Muhammad Ali just died, and we are shocked with this news. We must pay tribute to the greatest, Muhammad Ali, and make the right fights. And I'm in agreement with Luis Ortiz. He is a guy that I never hear these guys, they never mention him. And for some of you guys are going to say, well, nobody's going to mention somebody where, you know, it's a high risk, low reward. I've heard guys call him a cheat. I've heard guys, you know, and that's true, but he paid his debt, you know, and, you know, I'm ready to move on from it. Like all these guys, man, if they get caught cheating or use something, as long as they pay their debt, let's move on. I don't want to keep harping on about it. If they get caught up again, then we'll deal with it when that time comes. But, you know, I hear heavyweights, I hear guys say a lot of people's names. And I know for some of you think, well, the champions shouldn't be mentioning his name. Well, we just can't overlook him. You know, I've heard some of these title holders bring up David Haye. I've heard some of these title holders bring up Chris Arreola. I've heard some of these title holders bring up Malik Scott and Derek Chisora. I've heard title holders say those guys' names out their mouths. I never really heard nobody say anything about Luis Ortiz. I probably heard Tyson Fury say something about Luis Ortiz in a joking manner, but I really haven't really heard anybody say anything about it. Even when Fury, you know, when they ask him about if he beats Vladimir, what are his plans? He brings up fights that I want to see. Him fighting Wilder, him possibly fighting Anthony Joshua. Those are fights I want to see, whether, you know, if he was to fight Luis Ortiz or not. But if this WBA tournament is going to play out the way it needs to play out, then if Tyson Fury or whoever, Vladimir Klitschko, the winner of that, they're set to face Luis Ortiz if he gets by Alexander Ustinov, which I think he will. You know, but I know Ustinov right now is being thrown as a possible opponent for Deontay Wilder. Ustinov and his team said they're very, that they would like to take that fight, you know, that they're interested in that fight. So I'm thinking what the WBA should do, man, is they should just scrap the way they're doing this tournament. I know Frederick Kendo is on that other side of the bracket. He had a bye. They just reinstated Lucas Brown as the regular champion. Or not Lucas Brown, I'm sorry. They just reinstated Ruslan Chagayev as the regular champion after he got beat by Lucas Brown. He tested positive for clenbuterol, so he's sitting out right now. I know a lot of fans say that his test was spiked, you know, so on and so forth. But right now he's out. Chagayev, they're trying to reinstate him as champ. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that side of the bracket is kind of whack. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Akindle and Chagayev have fought before. It was a very close fight that they gave to Chagayev. That was actually a close fight. So, but Luis Ortiz is somebody that nobody ever brings up, man. And people say they want to be the, you know, the undisputed champion, or they want this, they want that. Now, I haven't heard anybody say that they won't fight him. I haven't heard, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that I've heard these top guys say, oh, Luis Ortiz, I won't fight him. But I never really hear them bring up his name. We just can't, I mean, you just can't overlook him or put him under, try to put it under the rug. It's not going to work like that. Somebody's going to have to face him, So the Klitschko Fury winner, okay, I understand you want to fight Anthony Joshua possibly or Deontay Wilder possibly, but Luis Ortiz is a name that we just can't continue to keep overlooking, man. And I hope that the winner of that Fury and Klitschko fight give this man his opportunity if he gets past Usmanov, because then that way he has earned it. He's already the interim champion at the WBA. So if he beats Usmanov, he does what he's supposed to do in the tournament. If Usmanov goes on with the fight and he doesn't take the Deontay Wilder fight, if Luis Ortiz does what he's supposed to do, we have to give him his shot. Now, like I said, I haven't really heard nobody call him out. Joseph Parker is a guy who I really like as a young up-and-coming guy. He calls out a lot of people, calls out David Haye. I know for a while there, him and his team were trying to get fights with a lot of guys. Nobody wanted to go out to New Zealand. And we can say because the money, New Zealand didn't have enough money to get some of these guys they wanted. Cool, so on and so forth. I've heard Parker call out Joshua, but I haven't heard him call out Luis Ortiz. And if you have, please send me the link to that article or that YouTube footage or whatever footage you got. Please send it to me because I haven't heard anybody call out Luis Ortiz. Now, let me not say I haven't heard anybody, but the top guys I haven't, because I've heard Tony Thompson call him out, and then he got the fight and he got beat. Jennings said that he will rematch Luis Ortiz. So I'm not going to say nobody. But when I hear Deontay Wilder talk, I'm not saying Wilder can't beat him, but I haven't heard Deontay Wilder say, yeah, give me Luis Ortiz. I haven't heard Anthony Joshua say, I haven't heard it. So if you have, like I said, please leave it in the comments section. But I haven't seen Anthony Joshua say, you know what, give me Luis Ortiz. Haven't heard David Haye said, you know what, give me Luis Ortiz. Haven't heard that. Haven't heard Hughie Fury say, give me Luis Ortiz. Haven't heard it. So somebody's going to eventually have to get in there with him. I'm just getting this out there, man, trying to keep his name afloat because usually nobody really talks about Luis Ortiz. So I'm just getting his name out there, seeing this, article on Boxing Scene. I'll leave the article in the description box. You go ahead and read it and come to your own conclusion about it. But hopefully he's in there, whether it's with Usmanov or whoever's going to get in there with him by at least next month. Because he's been sitting out for a little while now. It's time to get back in the ring, man. Get that muscle memory going and stay sharp. And because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So hopefully he'll be in there with somebody tough too, not just anybody. So hopefully Usmanov comes to a decision about what he wants to do, whether it's fight Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder. He is going to be in for a tough fucking fight, Usmanov. Whatever he decides on doing, man, he's going to be in there tough. But this is the fight game, and that's what happens when you're at the top elite level, man. It's going to be some tough fights. I'm out.